welcome to another edition of the Pigskin Preview, alongside head coach of the Western Illinois football team, Bob Nielsen. I'm Andrew Bacon. Thanks again for joining us, Coach.
My pleasure.
This last weekend, the Leathernecks traveled to Las Vegas to take on the UNLV Rebels. And Coach, going into the game, obviously it's a 2-hour time difference, and then also it's a night game. So how did you prepare the team for a different timing game?
We tried to get the team on schedule. We traveled out Friday morning, landed in Las Vegas about noon Las Vegas time, and then we went to practice then later, really in the early evening, to try to simulate when game time would be on Saturday. And with the 2-hour time difference, the other thing is we actually had a team activity Friday night, which we don't often do, but kept our guys kind of on the same schedule through the evening so they could sleep a little later in the morning on Saturday to try to sync up that what would have been an 8 o'clock start time Central Time.
All right, well, unfortunately for the Leathernecks, they were unable to get the win as UNLV would put up 38 points to Western's only 7. Let's go ahead and send out to Garrett Canuck for the first half highlights.
Herring in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, gets through the right side, crosses the 40. Herring back in the shotgun again, fakes the handoff, looks out to his right side. Swing pass caught, made by his running back, Tim Cornett. Herring in the shotgun, fakes the handoff. Looks downfield to Micah Matele inside the 5. Again, here's the handoff to Cornett. He's going to get into the end zone, 7-0 lead for UNLV. Leathernecks on their own 28. Norvell in shotgun finds Adewale on the outside as he breaks a tackle, gets across the 40 up to the 43. Under center, Norvell swings a pass outside to J.C. Baker. He crosses the 50 and the first down. In shotgun again as Norvell gets the pass. Looking down the left side for Fretson Solomon. Makes a grab right around the 15. That's a Leatherneck first down. Under center is Norvell again, dropping back in the pocket. Here comes the blitz from the UNLV Runner Rebels, and Norvell here on 4th down. Here's the snap, getting out of the pocket, throwing the ball away is Norvell, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Herring in the shotgun, looks to his right, doesn't have a receiver open. He's going to scamper to the left side, cross the 20, up to the 31-yard line, first down. Herring in shotgun again for UNLV. Calling out the plays. Drops back in the pocket. He's going to find Williams open for UNLV first down. Herring again in the shotgun. Dropping back, scrambling, steps up, moves to the right side. He's going to hang on to the football and be close to a first down. Herring in the shotgun, gets the snap, keeps it himself. Tackled down on the edge by Bashinsky. Herring again in the shotgun, hands it off to Maury Lawrence. He's dragged down by a couple Leathernecks for a 1-yard loss. Nolan Koros in to attempt the 43-yard field goal. Here's the snap, the kick, up and good through the uprights. 10-0 lead for UNLV. Norvell in the shotgun, gets a snap, fakes it to Watson, rolls out to the right side. He's got a wide receiver open. A sliding catch by Borsellino. Norvell under center, fakes a snap, again to Watson, finds Baker, makes a couple guys miss, trying to get to the first down, makes a spin move, and just shy of a first down is Baker. On 4th and inches, Norvell gets a snap, and that is a first down for Western Illinois. Five wide receivers in shotgun, looking towards the left side. He's going to find Borsellino, makes the catch at the 49, breaks a tackle, gets all the way down to the UNLV 41. Baker, the lone tailback. Here's a swing pass from Norvell outside to High C. Scott. He's got a little room up the right side, brought down hard at the 25-yard line. Norvell in the shotgun. Gets the snap, looks to his left, nobody open, looks back right, has a little bit of room to run. Gets down inside the 20, tackled at the UNLV 17. On 4th down, Norvell trying to go for it, stuffed at the line by the UNL defense. Turnover on downs again. Herring in the shotgun, looks out to the right side, swing pass to Cornett. He's going to get up around the 46-yard line and UNLV first down. Herring in the shotgun, gives the handoff to Cornett. He's dragged down by Nichols. Herring again in the shotgun. Gets the snap, looks downfield, has nowhere to go, gets hurried out of the pocket, crosses the 40. He's going to be shoved out of bounds at the 33. Herring again in shotgun formation. Keeps the handoff and is dragged down right around the 25. Herring in the shotgun, drops back 3 steps, has a receiver open downfield. That's Phillips. Phillips makes the catch, breaks the tackle, gets it in the end zone. 17-0, UNLV on top.
All right, as we saw there, the Leathernecks were unable to put up any points after the first half. However, they still moved the ball pretty effectively, Coach. And so, what were some things that you saw from the sideline that could be improved upon after the first half?
Well, we've got to score. We've got to score points when we have opportunities to score points against teams like that. You're not going to get that many opportunities. We had the ball twice inside the 20-yard line and came away with no points out of those 2 possessions. Add to that the fact that on our first possession, or I guess it was the second possession actually, on the first play, the second possession, you know, they break a coverage and we've got a receiver literally 20 yards behind their coverage. That's a pass you got to complete and make a long touchdown in those situations. If we could have, you know, put a couple of touchdowns on the board and gone into halftime, you know, certainly the momentum of the game would have been a lot different and could have created a much different second half outcome.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. Up next, we have second half highlights coming your way. This is the Pigskin Preview. Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. Coach, being down 17, what did you tell the team?
We talked about a couple of things, really. There were a few minor adjustments that we made, you know, both offensively and defensively. We really talked about finishing the game. You know, we felt that both in the cases of those 2 offensive drives, you know, we didn't finish the drive, and so we wanted to go out and really win the second half. It felt like we had played better in many respects than being down 17-0, and you know, there were some good things in the second half, but at the same time, UNLV really played an outstanding football game. No turnovers, no penalties. I thought their redshirt senior quarterback, played with great poise. He would not throw the ball into coverage, made some plays with his feet to keep drives alive, and so you have to give them some credit. I think they're a very underrated football team. I said going into the game that they might well be the best team that we had played over the first 4 weeks, including Minnesota, and I think they showed that Saturday night.
All right, well, let's go ahead and see the second half.
Herring in the shotgun, claps his hands a couple times, now gets a snap from his center. Looks to his left, that's going to be a completed pass, caught by Devontae Davis. In the shotgun, Herring fakes the pitch, keeps it himself, breaks the tackle, gets up around the 50 for a first down. Herring in the shotgun, hands it off to Cornett. He breaks a tackle, he is off to the races and gone. That is going to be a 42-yard touchdown for UNLV. On first down, Norvell in the shotgun, swings pass outside, but a good tackle on the edge and a no gain. In the shotgun again, looking down the right side for a receiver, but throws it out of bounds. On third down, Norvell again in the shotgun. Rolls right out of the pocket, trying to find an open receiver, throws it, picked off by UNLV. The first interception thrown this year by Norvell. UNLV sets up inside Western Illinois territory off the turnover. Here's the catch inside the 5, caught by Williams. Herring hands the ball off. That is going to be a UNLV touchdown, 4-yard run by Adonis Smith. Western Illinois on their own 39. Here's the snap, hand off to Baker. Gets out to the left side, trying to find some open room. And a good pickup, just shy of a first down is Baker. Here's the handoff again to J.C. Baker. Gets outside, gets a block. He's off to the races, down to the 30, 20, inside the 15, down to the UNLV 11. Norvell in the shotgun, hands it off to Kyle Hammonds. Breaks a couple tackles, gets inside the 15, down to the 11. At the Rebels 11, in the shotgun, Norvell fakes the handoff, rolls to his right. Borsellino's open the end zone. Touchdown, Western Illinois. They are on the board here in Vegas. Herring in shotgun. Murray Lawrence gets the handoff, cuts it up the middle, now out to the outside. Gets outside, up the left sideline, tracked down by a couple Leathernecks inside the 30. Herring gets the snap, hands it off to Smith. Smith up the middle, 16-yard touchdown, 38-7 UNLV on top.
All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at the box score stats from the game. As I said, Western Illinois would unfortunately lose the game at 38-7. Trent Norvell had a touchdown, but unfortunately he had his first turnover of the season and the first turnover for the team. Joey Bozzolini had 5 receptions for a touchdown, and then J.C. Baker finished with 108 yards, and so a good performance by J.C. Baker despite, unable to get the win. But Coach, something I want to talk to you about, the Leathernecks, they tried for 4 fourth down conversions, but we're only able to make one of those attempts, and 2 of them were in the red zone. And so I was wondering, why did the offense decide to do that instead of kicking the field goals, and how the weather might have affected the decision.
Yeah, the wind in the first half particularly was pretty stiff, and so from a kicking game standpoint, trying a longer field goal, going the one direction on the field, was one of the reasons why we opted to go for it on 4th and long. Philosophically, we knew we were going to have to score points to win that game. We knew that a couple of field goals weren't going to win it, and so we wanted to take a very aggressive approach. One of the 4th downs we didn't convert on was 4th and inches. Those are plays that we're always going to be aggressive with. We have to have confidence in our ability to get a first down in those kinds of situations, and we didn't execute very well. Again, you have to give UNLV some credit. Their defensive front was a pretty talented group, and we didn't get the movement that we needed on that quarterback sneak.
And then, Coach, obviously this is the 4th game that you played. You're done with your non-conference for the regular season. What are some things that you've seen from the offense and the defense to improve upon with conference play this weekend?
Overall, I think we've improved, and even though the last 2 weeks may not show it, record-wise, I think there's been some improvement. We've also continued to identify areas that we've got to get better. Red zone offense, we've struggled to be consistent. We've got to have a better plan and got to have better execution as the field gets compressed. You have to be able to find a way to move the football against the good defenses that we're going to face in this league to generate touchdowns out of those possessions. I think the other thing is, defensively, this week was the first week we did not generate any turnovers and really didn't generate any ball possession at all through the kicking game, and we need to generate short field possessions, whether it's through the kicking game, defense, or a combination of both.
All right, well, we're going to take another break, but stay tuned as we're just getting started here. As up next, we have a couple players from Arizona that transferred to Western Illinois and are now playing together after being rivals. And then we have a pair of defensive players that came from the same high school, and after a crazy journey, they're also here. And then we have, of course, the always enjoyable 2-minute drill. With who? Well, you'll just have to find out by stay tuning. This is the Pigskin Preview. Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. Currently on the Leathernecks roster, there are 3 players from the Arizona area. J.C. Baker, Dallas Nichols, and of course, nickname favorite High C. Scott, all from different community colleges that happen to be rivals. And 2 of them came from the same high school before they went their separate ways into different community colleges. So I talked to them about coming to Western Illinois and then their rivalry and if it still is around.
It's kind of ironic, I mean, those 2 years I was out of my community college, they're my rivals, and we always had a game plan against them. So I knew their strengths and their weaknesses, and now we're on the team together, and, so far we're having a great season. So, it's great to bring that Arizona flavor out here to the Midwest.
It's kind of weird because it's sort of like it was destined by a man upstairs, just because of, we went to high school together, then we separated at community colleges. And then we actually didn't even know we were going to go here together until about a week apart from recruiting status. And then I called him up and told him, hey, I'm going to Western. And he's like, hey, they've been recruiting me also.
Honestly, it's just God. I mean, it just got that phone call that one of my best buds, my best homies, my road dog, High C is coming, and the school's looking at him.
We took our visit here together. And, I told him pretty much when we got here, he was like, I told him, I'm going to commit here, this is my plan. And he said, whatever you do, I'm with you. So that's how we ended up here. It was weird how it happened. I mean, we were boys back in the day, and then, because he was more highly recruited out of community college, more Division I programs, and me, I was, pretty much bottom of the map, so it was just a blessing, from defensive coordinator, Coach Ward. He gave me that chance, and they already had recruited Dallas, so I jumped on board, and we pretty much ended up here together.
Actually, I had no relationship with him. I didn't know him personally, and now, we came from the same conference, so we're real close. We have a lot of things in common, come from Arizona and come from the JUCO route, so it's just brought us a lot closer since we've been here.
It's great. It's great to see that I got family here and that I have some people that I could trust and I could go back to and I could talk to when I need to talk to. And it's just nice to have I guess you could say when you say you started from the bottom when you grinded and you were working, and I didn't have no looks, to now I'm here at a D1 college with my boy High C and other junior college transfers that I played with and I played against. And you can just tell at practice that we know where we came from and we know where we're trying to go, so we push each other every day.
Even though Nichols and Scott only knew of Baker as a rival before coming to Western Illinois, in just a short amount of time, the three have already grown to become close friends. Although there is still a little bit of their Arizona JUCO rivalry that remains inside.
Like Arizona Western, they're #1. They're the top dogs. At GCC, we weren't the top dogs, but we were something to reckon with, a team to reckon with, and it's just a battle every day. I knew that they had good opponents and they're a good opponent, and they had good players over there.
It's pretty intense, especially with Glendale. So me and Dallas, we kind of have a heated battle because they were the only team that really beat us consistently at my junior college. So me and Dallas definitely have gotten into it over the years, and High C never got to beat me, so I still have it over him.
That is correct. Each year we did give them a battle, though. They had pretty good athletes as usual, but my community colleges did destroy them this year. I looked that up online a couple days ago. So, that's one thing I get on him about. As the season's on, we're making it happen down there. So, but we're here now. We're family now. We're together now. We're playing now. So that's pretty much all that matters.
I want to show off for my junior college. I know they want to do the same for theirs, but at the end of the day, we're playing for one team right now and one goal. And so, we're just bringing all our talents together and just trying to accomplish the best we can for the season.
Coach, it really seems like the Leathernecks hit the jackpot with recruiting from getting a couple players from the Arizona area, as you have a lot of explosive playmakers in High C, J.C. Baker, and Dallas Nichols. Can you talk a little bit about what their talent they have brought here?
The Arizona junior college system produces a lot of very talented football players. Brian Ward, our defensive coordinator, at one time coached in that league and still has a lot of connections out there. And through those connections, we were able to identify those three as great fits to our program, and they certainly have been all of that, come in and have been able to hit the ground running, play at a very high level. They're exciting players to watch, both as offensive and in Dallas' cases as a defensive player, and so we've been very pleased with them and what they've brought to our football team.
And besides talent, they all have their unique characteristics. J.C. Baker, he's a pretty loud person in and out of the huddle. And then you have High C Scott, who kind of has that receiver swagger, a little bit funnier of a guy. And then Dallas Nichols, at least from what I've noticed, he's a quieter guy in the field, but his play certainly isn't very quiet. And so can you talk a little bit about their unique characteristic? And then they all share an attribute that I noticed right away is they're all very humble players. And so can you also talk about how that has really mixed so well together with this Leatherneck team?
I think the commonality really is that they love playing football. They really enjoy the game, and they give their full effort all the time. They're very appreciative of the opportunity that they have here at Western Illinois and are taking full advantage of it. And at the same time, they're three different personalities. And we don't try to make clones on our football team. We want guys to be who they are, and within the confines that we do everything the same way.
And then I talked to a couple other players with kind of a similar background, Davon Butler and Jonathan Rollins, who are from the same high school and then went off a little bit different, and then now they're both here together at Western Illinois. And so, Coach, can you talk about these defensive players and how key and pivotal they are for this Leatherneck defense?
Jonathan and Devon are two of our mainstays defensively. They've been two people that we've relied on throughout the course of not just this season, but also significant players last year. And they're the kinds of players that you have to be successful in the Missouri Valley. And honestly, we'd like to have more players of their level. It was kind of funny, until someone brought it to my attention, I would not have known that they were from the same high school. I knew they were both from Florida, but you think of all the high schools in Florida and how unique that would be, particularly two that are that many years apart, to have two from the same school. So that is a very interesting connection.
All right, for more, let's go ahead and tune into the package.
It's definitely a good comfortability level because, playing in high school, we had a previous history, and then now playing in college, it's kind of just good to have somebody, especially being all the way in Illinois, coming from Miramar, Florida, I'm very grateful for having somebody from back at home with me in college, especially miles away from home. You know, we're from the same area. You know, we know each other. And me and him are real close friends. You know, I stay at his house all the time. He's always over at my house. Back in high school, you know, it was just seeing Butler. He was like, you know, he was a big guy. I'm a sophomore in high school, so you know, I used to look at him. I was like, somebody you need to watch. So back in high school, you know, I used to watch, used to see what he used to do, used to try to use the same techniques as him. And now in college, you know, we're on the same team, so it's like nothing really changed. You know, I still watch him, you know, still try to learn from him, but you know, I try to be better than him. And you know, back in high school, I always thought I was better than him anyway, so it all worked out.
After high school, Butler went to Northern Illinois and Rollins went to Western Illinois. However, a chain of events happened which reunited the two former teammates, and now once again Butler and Rollins are playing for the same school.
It was actually over the summer. Butler hit me up on he hit me up, you know, hit me up on Facebook, and then he let me know, yo, I might be coming to Western. And then I was just talking to him every single hour. That same day I was on the phone with him at least probably like 8 times. And you know, just trying to get him, make sure his grades, get his transcripts, get over here. So I felt like my own recruiting coach, and maybe thought about I need a major in this. Well, definitely one of the big reasons why I came to Western was because of Jonathan Rollins. Because you know, after my situation at NIU didn't work out, you know, I kind of began looking for a new home, and the first person I could think of was Jonathan. I was overwhelmed. It was like about time, like, because as a freshman, I was out here by myself, didn't really know nobody. Then my next year, you know, you still by yourself, and then to see somebody come out that you know, like a familiar face that you've seen back home here with you every day, you know, it's just, you feel like it's something from home back here with you. So I was very grateful.
Playing at a high level isn't anything new for the duo. Back in high school, several of their rivals from local schools were also stars and currently are playing the NFL.
I played with and against a lot of good players, especially my year, class of 09. You know, we had a lot of good players. Like I played against Denard Robinson. I played Denard Robinson during my season, and then we actually played in the same All-Star game in the Miami-Dade and Broward game. I played with Geno Smith, you know, Stedman Bailey. I played with Lamar Miller. You know, some of the finest right now that are, most of them are in the NFL right now and still, you know, chasing that dream. And you know, the class of 09 for South Florida was that class had a lot of good players. Geno Smith, Stedman Bailey, Devon Butler, a lot of great athletes. But it's just seeing like the work and determination and knowing that it's possible, because Geno Smith and Stedman Bailey are already in the NFL. So to see like they were at where I was at one point, and now they're in the NFL, knowing makes it real, makes it show you that it's real possible for you to get there. But competition-wise, you know, Geno Smith and Stedman Bailey, they was our rival schools with me and Butler after I left. So Geno was a beast. Geno was a beast. He could throw the football 60 yards on the money, hit Stedman Bailey for a 60-yard touchdown. So those two together, that was pretty good. But nine turnovers on defense by one person is amazing to me, so I have to take Butler on that one. I believe like his senior year, he had like 9 turnovers and scored 6 times on defense. So the competition, like you could, but with stats like that, you know, is crazy, especially as a linebacker.
We're now joined for the 2-minute drill here with Trenton Norvell. He is a redshirt freshman for Western Illinois and the starting quarterback. And so how are you?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good. You ready for this intense questionnaire?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get started here. And so what are some ways that your year at Cincinnati helped you this year as a starter?
I feel like the coaching staff there, with my position coach, Coach Bajakian, who's now at the University of Tennessee, definitely helped me develop just going from high school to my first year of college. So he definitely taught me some valuable stuff as a player.
And then what is the toughest catch made by a receiver that you've seen so far this year?
I'd probably say High C Scott in the Minnesota game. He ran like a 10-yard out, and I had to put it in a spot where only he could get it. And, you know, he went up and he just grabbed it and got it out of the air.
I have to give props to Fredson Solomon. He always seems like he's in the air, too.
Yeah, he is.
And then what's something most people don't know about you?
I can play the drums.
Really?
Yeah, I started off when I was smaller, and it was one of the things I wanted to do, so just started playing.
Travis Barker fan from Blink-182?
Yeah, I am.
What is your major?
Marketing major.
And then dream job after college?
NFL, of course.
Of course. If you could play any other position besides quarterback, what would you play?
I played baseball just because that's probably my natural sport that I've always been pretty good at.
And what about position-wise on the football field? If you could be any other position, what would you be?
I always tell people if I was 260, 250, I'd probably put my hand in the dirt and play tight end because I have some pretty good hands. But whenever I'm playing outside or saying live football, I'm always playing safety. So
maybe in one of those Wildcats, we'll have Nico throwing you the ball then, huh?
Yeah.
And then what are some players that you looked up to growing up and then now?
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Andrew Luck when he was kind of in college, just because, they're probably the best to play the game, especially Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. That's what they do and how they carry themselves through, like on and off the field. They're just definitely some great players.
I actually had one of the alumni on the sideline saying that you reminded him of Peyton Manning the way you audible and stuff. So definitely a lot of people agree with you on Peyton Manning. And definitely not a bad company to be with.
Yeah, exactly.
Then what is your favorite receiver in the NFL?
Probably Calvin Johnson, just because, honestly, if you were a quarterback, you would love to throw to him. You can just throw it up there. He's going to go get it.
And then what's your Super Bowl team?
Super Bowl team, I'd probably say the New England Patriots or the Broncos.
That's who you got, NFC?
Probably the Patriots then.
All right, well, that's the Patriots are in the AFC.
Oh, AFC. See, I'm the whole NFC, AFC stuff. This is whatever.
What's your favorite team then from the NFC?
NFC, the Broncos, correct?
No, they're AFC.
AFC. See, you can't. Now I'm
you
put on
have
the spot.
We'll just say Patriots and Broncos. They're both going to make it somehow. But that's all the time we have for you on the 2-minute drill. Thank you, Trenton, for coming on for my show here. Stay tuned. As up next, we're going to take a look at the Missouri Valley with Coach Nielsen. Welcome back to the Pigskin Preview. Let's now take a look at the Missouri Valley scores from last weekend. As we talked about, Western Illinois unfortunately lost at UNLV 38-7. Northern Iowa beat Northern Colorado 26-7. South Dakota lost to Northern Arizona 16-22. North Dakota State on game day routed Delaware State 51-0. South Dakota State put up a pretty good fight against Nebraska, but couldn't hang with them, as in the second half, Nebraska ran away with it 59-20. Illinois State picked up their first win of the season with a big win over Albany Christian at 31-17. Southern Illinois beat rival Southeastern Missouri State at Busch Stadium. A pretty interesting match there. Youngstown State rolled over Duquesne 59-17. And then, of course, Indiana State had the bye week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings now. North Dakota State and Northern Iowa both sit up top with 3-0 records. South Dakota State and Youngstown State are 3-1. Western Illinois and Southern Illinois are at 2-2. Indiana State, South Dakota, Illinois State are all 1-2, and then Missouri State is still looking for their first win as they're 0-4. And then conference games this weekend. Well, we're going to go ahead and start out with the big rivalry here between North Dakota State traveling to South Dakota State for the Dakota rival there. And then we have Illinois State, who will travel to play Missouri State. Youngstown State will play at Southern Illinois. And then a couple non-conference games still going on. Northern Iowa, number 5 in FCS, is taking on McNeese, number 9. And then Indiana State will play Tennessee Tech. And finally, Western Illinois will play South Dakota Coyotes. And Coach, the Coyotes currently are 1-2 going into the game. They won their first game, but are kind of on on a losing streak currently. And last year, the Leathernecks were able to win in their first matchup with them, being officially conference opponents, 24-17. And so, what are some things that you expect to see from South Dakota this weekend?
Well, South Dakota's a lot like us, a team that's in the rebuilding process. Joe Glenn, their head coach, is a guy I know very well. He's in his second year there. Extremely successful coach, won national championships at Northern Colorado, was at Montana, had a very successful program there, and then actually coached at Wyoming for a few years. So he's got a tremendous amount of experience. They are a team that is playing great defense. If you look at their first 3 games, they've not allowed many points. I think that will be the huge challenge for us in terms of being able to score points with some consistency and move the football with some consistency against their defense. Offensively, they're a team that's really centered around a dual threat quarterback. An individual that's going to pull the ball down. They're going to run zone read option with, as well as throw the football. So you've got to be able to contain him and account for him in your defensive schemes.
All right, well, the Coyotes will travel here to Hanson Field at 3 p.m. this weekend. And that's all the time we have here on the Pigskin Preview. For head coach Bob Nielsen, I'm Andrew Bacon. Thanks for watching.